name is Brian Desmond. I serve as Chief Marketing Officer at Guidewire Software, and we're running a series of interviews with Alex Naddaff. Alex has been with Guidewire for now 16 years. He served in a variety of roles across professional services, strategy, and customer success. He's a great guy. I've been so privileged to work with him. And he's going to remain part of the Guidewire community after he retires later this year. In this episode, what we're going to do is focus on a really specific topic. And this is aimed at existing Guidewire customers who are on, let's say, InsuranceSuite version 8 or earlier. Many of these customers are at the very early stages of really understanding Guidewire Cloud, what's the value, how does it compare to self-managed, and beginning to start planning their eventual transition to Guidewire Cloud.
As far as getting started, it's really important to understand what's important to your organization. You made the original decision on Guidewire based on some imperatives. It's either because you were trying to grow the business, maybe you were dealing with a burning platform, maybe you were dealing with a closed system that couldn't integrate as well to the ecosystem. There could have been any number of reasons, but you made a decision to use Guidewire, and we're really glad you did. In our experience, customers have been really pleased with the technology. One area that they constantly reminded us that we could do a better job was on upgrades. And as we looked at the upgrade problem, and they give you an idea of a traditional upgrade, two things happen. One is you didn't adopt it for 5 to 7 years, and that's because of the effort to adopt it. It wasn't a good enough investment to run the upgrade project. And the other reason was you had to pause your business for 6 to 9 months while you were doing the upgrades. In shifting to Guidewire Cloud, Guidewire has put a philosophy of non-breaking changes. It's a cloud basic tenancy, which Guidewire is adopting, where that means that we can give you continuous upgrades. Our current discussion on it is a 6-month cadence, but there's many things that happen much more frequently than 6 months. And it does it without breaking down or disrupting your business. So it minimizes disruption.
That's great. Alex, can we're saying to our customers, again, who are at this stage of their journey, like step one is to work with us to do our specialist team, our transition team, to do a cloud readiness assessment workshop. There's a journey you go through, but that's step one. Can you elaborate a little bit on what that is and what the value of that workshop is?
Yeah, so in the cloud, Guidewire has taken responsibility for running the application and ensuring it stays up. I usually say to customers, we make sure that there's good application monitoring in place. There's no data errors coming out of the application. There's no retired code in the application. A lot of times what will happen is old features are retired, that the application's running effectively and performing as you expect. It's interesting because when we do our cloud assessments, in many cases, 80% of the changes we recommend, a customer that was doing an upgrade, even in the self-managed world, would apply those same changes to have a healthy environment. The product's mature, there's new features in the product that you can take advantage of, things you may have customized in the past. You may want to eliminate some of that customization. So what I would say is the cloud readiness assessment does two things. One, it informs you of what it'll take to go to the cloud. The other thing it gives you is a wealth of information about things you might consider doing if you do an upgrade on your own and stay in the self-managed world. Doing the cloud assessment with us, understanding the reasons that we make the recommendations we make, is probably beneficial. And I think what you'll do is if you stop and think about it, you'll look at the recommendations we're making and you'll say, wow, I want to do that regardless of whether I go to the cloud or not, because it gives me a healthy, more reliable system for my customers and for my internal employees.
Alex, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you so much, Brian.